Wall Street investors are again overwhelmed by fears because inflation has surged to record highs and the oil prices have taken a nosedive. Let's discuss developments in the US markets. As we expected, a corrective rally on Wall Street was short-lived. On a Tuesday, major stock indexes had their strongest session this month. Today, the indexes seem to negate yesterday's gains. Yesterday, benchmark indexes closed with impressive gains. The Dow Jones was 2.2% up, the Nasdaq climbed 2.5%, and the S&P500 grew at the same degree to close at 3,764. Today, the three major indexes are trading in the red. The S&P has already lost its previous gains. It's expected to trade in the corridor between 3,680 and 3,750 today. Before we present our gloomy forecast, I want to tell you that yesterday all 11 sectors in the S&P 500 gained ground thanks to a 6% growth in energy stocks. Tesla stocks were the best performer as their shares surged 9% following statements from Elon Musk about layoffs in his company and robust demand for electric cars. The absolute winner was Revlon. After the company declared bankruptcy last week, its stocks leapt by 456% from lows. The stocks added another 80% on Tuesday. Today, the doom and the gloom is spreading across global stock markets. Benchmark indexes are trading lower due to mounting fears and risks. Morgan Stanley joined the rank of experts who shared the outlook for recession. Morgan Stanley warned that equities might slump another 20% in case of the economic downturn. Besides, experts at Citi reckon the probability of a recession next year at 40%. The bank's analysts suppose that the ongoing cycle of the Fed's monetary tightening could last from 12 to 18 months. Deutsche Bank also shares the pessimistic outlook. In this context, investors are alert to remarks from Jerome Powell, who will testify tonight and tomorrow. He will report on the semi-annual results of a monetary policy. The US session is going to be volatile today, and the negative remarks from the Fed's leader could push Wall Street down. Analysts expect Jerome Powell to confirm the hawkish rhetoric. The US dollar is trading flat today. Global economic worries and the risk-on mood must have reinforced the greenback, but its index has already settled at elevated levels. It opened the US rate at the same level it closed yesterday, at about 104.30. The US currency is going to treat water without a catalyst. If Jerome Powell doesn't spark markets today, the US dollar index is likely to trade in the corridor between 104.10 and 104.40. The greenback is taking a pause, awaiting news from the US Fed. Analysts expect the regulator to increase the interest rate by 75 basis points in July and by 50 basis points in September. The Fed's chairman will either confirm or refuse such forecast tonight. The economic calendar is empty for the US today, so Powell's testimony will be the focal point. The USD CAD pay is trading higher today, aiming to challenge 1.3000 mark. The loonie cannot gain ground for a few reasons. The currency pair is likely to closely approach this target today. The trading corridor for today is defined between 1.2950 and 1.3000. Joe Biden is to blame for the loonie's weakness. The US president is expected to announce a gasoline tax holiday that will put the 18% per gallon levy on hold for the next 3 months. Apart from this news, fears of a low energy demand due to the COVID resurgence in China are pushing oil prices down. Brent crude dropped 6.12% to trade at $107.99 a barrel, and WTI declined 7.28% to trade at $102.66 a barrel. A red-hot inflation report showed that consumer inflation accelerated in Canada. The annual inflation rate in Canada rose to 7.7% in May, the fastest CPI since January 1983, and stronger than consensus of 7.4% growth. Headline inflation was mainly driven by high prices of transport, food, and utility bills, which increased due to soaring energy and commodity prices. The crypto market also turned sour, having retreated from 21,000. Bitcoin is now trading at nearly $20,500. Cryptocurrencies are vulnerable to global headwinds that put pressure on risky assets. Nevertheless, some factors could sustain faith in digital assets. The crypto trading platform Falcon X was valued at $8 billion at a new funding round that doubled its value over 10 months. Besides, Tether announced on Wednesday that it would launch a new stablecoin next month, pegged to the pound sterling. On the miners' side, the crypto market received a punch from the Swiss watchdog advocating for extra protective measures against abuse of retail investors. All in all, the crypto market is tandem with the risky assets is plumbing in new depths. As for Bitcoin, the token is set to fall today, but not lower than $20,000. Its intraday corridor is defined between $19,900 and $21,200. Our analysts warned that fears are again setting the tone in the stock market, thus sparking high volatility. Market sentiment will depend on Powell's testimony tonight, so investors are braced for market turbulence. See you tomorrow.